top 5 system administration certificate. If you want to become a system administrator, then you must definitely have 1 or 2 or 3 or maybe all 5 these certificates. These are the best of the best top 5 certificates. I have nailed down to top 5. So just stay with me. It's me, Geek, and subscribe to my channel. Top 5. Let's move to the screen. So these are the top 5 certificates. So I will start for number 5 and then move on to the best of the best. Number 5 is VMware Certified Professional 5. Basically, it's a data center virtualization. The short acronym for this certificate is VCP5DCV. Quite a good stupid name, by the way. You can just Google it. You can go to VMware website, and then I already include link in the description box. By the way, this VM Certified Professional 5 certificate or VCP5DCV certificate is a virtualization certificate. Basically, virtualization is a reality now. Everybody is doing virtualization. Even you can do a virtualization on a netbook. If you have at least 8 gig of RAM, you can have 2 or 3 PC running. Basically, you can run the Linux CentOS, you can run Ubuntu, and then you can run Windows. Basically, virtualization is one of the best thing you can do. Basically, if you try to play around with the hardware, if you try to make your lab, for example, you are doing everything in a one computer, it can cause you a lot of problems. The best way is virtualize computer and then do everything different for different. For example, if we are using one virtualization computer for doing your work, just do it, use it for that. Another, you can virtualization computer, you can use it to play your games. And yes, you can play really games in virtualization. Third, you can use virtualization in a computer for some kind of server, for the FTP client. You will be thinking, why the hell you can't do everything in a one window? Indeed, you can do. But if something, for example, if you are using the FTP screw with one your work, one of your gaming, anything can happen. Sometimes you install the game is some kind of bad bug, some kind of virus, it will affect all your computer. The point is to say here, virtualize in a one single box. If you don't know what the hell is virtualization is a one PC have multiple PC. Basically, it means, for example, this is a web browser I am running. The virtualization, when you run in a computer, basically there will be a similar window running, but in itself it will have its own operating system. Just imagine this window can have Ubuntu, and then I can open another window that can have some kind of stupid stuff like CentOS or whatever. So basically, virtualization is a reality nowadays. The system administrator really need to know virtualization, and then to become a really good system administrator, to administrate your system well, just go with this VCP5DCV. Quite a hard acronym, to be honest with you. Everybody they call it VMware Virtualization Certified. That's all. Just Google the certificate. I have included a link in the description blog box. Just you can see what the hell they will teach you. All that good stuff. By the way, I like this dude. I like his sexy beard. Anyway, let's go to number 4. Red Hat Certified Engineer. To become a Red Hat Certified Engineer, you need to have a Red Hat Certified System Administrator certificate. Oh, you will be thinking, Jimmy, why the hell you didn't put Red Hat Certified System Administrator at number 4? Why the hell you put that engineer? You will be thinking that you are here to watch the top 5 System Administrator certificate, but you are telling us to become an engineer. No. I'm telling you to become an engineer because this is one of the certificates. It will cover the same system administration, the administrator stuff, plus it will cover the certified engineering stuff. You can see, basically RHCE is the engineer certificate, is capable of the RHCSA is the system administrator task plus the following. So basically this Red Hat Certified Engineer will cover everything included. Plus, it will have some extra thing like configuring statistic routes, packet filtering. This is all the networking crap. Basically, you can see configuring system to provide networking services, include HTTP, file transfer protocol, NFS, SMB, SMTP, SSH, network time protocol, all that kind of horse crap for a system administration. If you really do not know what the hell it is, you are a bad system administrator, which is where you will kick out from your job. Let's move to number 3. Linux Professional Institute is called as LPI. To become an LPI, you can follow the track. There's LPI 1, LPI 2, LPI 3. You can just read. LPIC 1 is a junior level certification for the Linux administrator. You should be able to perform maintenance tasks with command line, install, configure, work, and able to configure basic. I am not going to read this all crap. So you will be thinking, okay, we wanna become a Linux, basically LPI 1, and then we will go to LPI 2 or LPI 3, basically say IC, whatever. To become a LPI 1, I will say do not go with this certificate. Go with CompTIA Linux Plus, and then go with this second and third certificate. Why? If you go with a CompTIA Linux Plus, you will have 2 certificates for 1 bag of money. Basically, if you become a CompTIA Linux Certified Plus, automatically you will get the LPI 1 certificate. It's quite good. Basically, you can put 2 certificates on your resume and then making your boss fool. Ha 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 ha. It isn't funny. I know a lot of employees already know this. After that, when you become basically there are really good material for Linux Plus on the internet available compared to the LPI 1. Basically, it's the same material. A little bit different. Most of them are the same material. Become a Linux Plus certified, automatically you will get Linux Professional Institute 2 certification level 1, and then just go with the advanced level professional, and then the final is become the king of the Linux, is senior level. A lot of today web server are running Linux. Nobody is running Windows. Enterprise run Windows. Web hosting company, of course, run Linux. CentOS, Ubuntu, whatever the hell they are running. I love CentOS. My favorite taste. Basically, if you become a Linux certified, for example, if you're a web developer, most of the web developer nowadays really need to know Linux. If you have a Linux certified, Linux CompTIA Plus, or this one, LPI 1 or LPI 2, your boss, your employer will be impressed for you. It will be very easy to get a job. For example, if I am employee, I'm looking for a PHP web developer, I will say, oh, this guy know how to work on Linux system on command line. Let's hire him. Do not hire the guy who only know how to build web app, but he do not know how to work from the command line. Basically, number 3 is this one. Number 5 is this VMware Virtualization Certificate, VCP5 DCV. I have included the link below. This is a Red Hat certified engineer, and then a third is the Linux Plus and the LPI track, LPI level 1, LPI 2, LPI 3. And let's move to number 2 certificate, MCSA. Make sure it's not MCSE. By the way, if you get this 3 exam, you have to pass 3 exams to become an MCSA. When you pass this exam, plus if you pass 2 extra exam, you can become MCSE certified. Basically, by the way, if you just go for the MCSA window, do not go for another kind of host type. Let me show you. Just go for the Windows Server 2012 or Windows Server 10, the upcoming new server. MCSA Windows Server 2012. I will just say wait for the Windows Server 10. It's up to you if you want to become a Windows Server certified in 2012. It's good. Basically, the Windows Server nearly stay the same. There's not much different in 2003, 2008, 2012, except including some new feature. My personal opinion is that wait for the upcoming new Windows Server Windows Server 10, which will basically run for next 5 to maybe 10 years, like Windows NT is still running on some antique enterprise. Basically, if you become a MCSA certified in Windows Server 2012 or Windows Server 10, plus you can do extra 2 exam and then become certified in become a MCSC certified system engineer. Just go for the MCSA in Windows Server 2012 or wait for the upcoming Windows Server 10. Plus, if you just become an MCSA certified in Windows Server 2012, if you give 2 extra exams, you can become an MCSE. Basically, this is MCSA and this is MCSE. If you pass 3 exams of the Windows Server 2012 in MCSA track, plus you can do extra 2 exams to become the MCSE. MCSE is really, of course, if you become an MCSA, you are stupid. If you are not going to become an MCSE, you can see same exam. 1, 2, 3. plus 1, 2, 3, and then additional 2 exams, 4 and 5. Is one of the best. There's a lot in enterprise. If you're working in enterprise as a system administrator, indeed you need a MCSA or MCSE certificate over Microsoft Windows Server. Most of the web hosting company run Linux server. Most of the enterprise or Active Directory or mail server run Windows Server. It will take some time to Linux to become in the main world. This is the enterprise Linux, we say. It's quite expensive, and this is the enterprise server, we will say. And number 1 is basically, let's recap. VMware, number 5, number 4 Red Hat Certified Engineer, number 3 Linux LPIC, basically the same thing, Linux Plus. Number 3 is MCSA, and then number 1 is CompTIA Server Plus. You'll be thinking, wow, is that really a joke, or is this I'm telling you the truth? Indeed, it's not a joke in any kind of sense. If I really want a joke, basically I can put some kind of stupid ass certificate and then tell you to go and then become certified in that. No. CompTIA Server Plus is a vendor neutral certificate. If you go with a Red Hat Certified Engineer, it will only teach you how to work on Red Hat Linux operating system. If you go with the VMware, it will only teach you how to virtualize or administrate in a VMware environment. If you go with the Linux, it will only tell you how to work in a Linux, but not a specific Linux. It will teach you Linux, Debian, even some kind of Red Hat, and then all. Basically, it's not focused on one Linux, but still it will teach you Linux. If you go with the MCSA, it will only teach you how to work for the Microsoft Windows Server. But if you go with the CompTIA Server Plus, it is vendor neutral. It do not focus or specialize in anything. It will teach you how to work on any server, which include Linux, Red Hat Enterprise Server, Windows Server. Is one of the best administrator certificate. Indeed, yes. If you really want to learn, if you really want to progress in your career, just get a CompTIA Server Plus. If you just give a quick Google search, there is a lot of guys basically out there, Geek are saying, is CompTIA Server Plus valuable? That kind of shit. You just type what you could say, is CompTIA Server valuable? Is CompTIA Server what having this all? These are the people who are just working on the help desk or are just working as a computer technician. They will just die on their minimum wage. They really, the people who ask this kind of stupid question, is CompTIA Server Plus valuable? These are the people you should stay away from. You should not even respond to them. These are the people, I will say, Dick have. Indeed, CompTIA Server Plus is one of the valuable certificate in the server environment, and then as a system administrator to administrate the system. Basically, you can just see, you can see the CompTIA Server Plus certification exam covers system hardware, software, storage, best practice in an IT environment, and disaster recovery and troubleshooting. If you don't know what your disaster recovery, I will say, is a really big thing. If something happened to a company, some kind of Katrina or whatever came and then destroy all your hardware server, how you can recover? Most of the time a company or an enterprise can go down just with one server. I have seen in my life. Basically, they have said, if you wanna get a CompTIA Server Plus, it's better you have a CompTIA A Plus. Indeed, yes. If you go with a CompTIA A Plus, it will teach you the how to configure, how to install, how to repair. It will much easy for you to understand the CompTIA Server Plus exam material, the study material. It's not, basically, it's not recommended. It is not must. Basically, and then you can say this exam costs you around $260. By the way, if you want to become a Linux certified, it will have 2 exams. A Red Hat System Engineer will even have, it will have around 3 exams. Basically, no, 1 exam for this one and 1 exam for, I'm not sure, you have to check it out. Basically, I know for this one you have 2 exams and this one for 1. Basically, it will have 3 exams. It will, the LP1 and LP2 will have 2 exams, and then LP3 will have 1 exam. The same, basically LP1 or Linux Plus is having 2 exams. You can say 2 exams. And then this MCSA will have 3 exams. If you get additional 2 exams, you will become an MCSE, which in total 5 exams. Server Plus will only have 1 exam, but it will cost you $260. So that's are the top 5 certificates, and then let me just show you the objective of the CompTIA Server Plus. Let me just refresh it and then try to show you it. Basically, you can just see from the domain. Basically, this exam will cover 21% of the software system hardware, and then 90% of the software, and then a 40% storage, and then 4 IT environment, disaster recovery, and troubleshooting. So in this domain, system hardware is the main thing which is focused on the administration, how to administrate a server, basically a system. Basically, I will say just go with this certificate. It's a really good certificate. Basically, that's all. And just let me recap. VMware virtualization, data center virtualization. Number 4, Red Hat certified system and Red Hat certified engineer. Number 3, LPI or Linux Plus. Number 2, Windows Server 2012 or Windows Server 10, the upcoming new server, which is mind blowing. And then the number 1, the best of the best, is CompTIA Server Plus. Indeed, yes, these are the best top 5 certification to become a best system administrator. Firstly, if you're newbie, just go with the CompTIA Server Plus. It will teach you to work on any server, whether it's Linux, Red Hat, or Microsoft Windows Server. Plus, if you are already in a job, or for example, if you are a help desk job and then you want to move into the system administration, or you're a web developer, you have to figure it out in what kind of operating system you're already working, or you want to work, or in what kind of operating system you're going to get a job. For example, if you're a web developer, most probably you are working on a Linux environment, then just go and get a CompTIA Linux Plus. Or after that, you're going to become the LPIC 1, 2, 3. It's up to you. You want to go into a senior, advanced, or the junior level, or it's just up to you. Basically, if you go with a CompTIA Linux Plus, you will become a junior Linux certified. If you go with LPIC 2, you will become an advanced Linux certified administrator. Plus, if you go with the LPIC 3, you will become a senior Linux administrator. Plus, if you are working in an enterprise on a Red Hat, of course, definitely you should go with the Red Hat certified system engineer, or the Red Hat system engineer. Just go with the Red Hat. Or if you're working on a Windows, or you're working in an enterprise as a computer technician, and then you want to become a computer system administrator, definitely you should go with the Windows Server. What about Apple? Basically, we do not see Apple or Macintosh server in the real world. We see Linux, we see Red Hat, Enterprise Linux, and then we see Windows Server, definitely for the enterprise. So you have to figure it out. If you are really newbie, just go with the CompTIA Server Plus. If you are already in the job, and then just try to figure out in what kind of operating system are you working. Basically, I'm a PHP engineer, I'm a web developer, definitely I will go with the LPIC 1 or the Linux Plus. Basically, it's up to you. Just figure it out. And the plus, I'm thinking to get a VMware virtualization certificate. Basically, I'm thinking my opinion. Everybody is coming into virtualization. Indeed, I'm not a VMware virtualized. So, indeed, I should go and then get the VMware virtualization certificate. Basically, most of us, we are using the free one. The VMware, what is called a free virtualization is a VirtualBox. And then if you wanna use the virtualization in the enterprise, in a business, definitely you use a VMware. So it will not hurt you. It will be good on your resume if you just put a logo and then you just certify that you are VMware virtualization certified. It will be good. Just figure it out. These are the top 5 best system administrator certificate. If you have any comment, leave in the comment below box. And then if you like me, just like me. If you hate me, just hate me. But you cannot ignore me. It's me, Jimmy, a Geek.